All right, guys. So this video went viral. It's got about 5 million views here on Twitter. This is a Nebraska farmer who went to some pro-fracking government committee. And he makes quite a powerful point here with this simple demonstration. So let's watch.
It's not mixed up real well. Well, there's some goodies down there that are share with this class. So you told me this morning when I was in here talking to you that you would drink this water, right? So would you drink it? Yes or no?
Sir, we can either.
Checkmate. Checkmate. What else is there to say? Look at their faces. Look at their faces. That moment that you realize and kind of acknowledge that you're frauds. That's what this is.
Comment.
Oh, you can't answer any questions?
No, sir.
So my answer would be no. I would not drink it. It's not.
Incredible video. So for everybody just listening, if you're listening on one of the podcasting apps, which by the way, the show is now available, the Kyle Kulinski Show, it's available on all the podcasting apps, and you can get it, the full show, every day that we have a full show, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then sometimes you get a bonus show. Anyway, I digress. For everybody just listening, the farmer pours out water from a fracking zone, from the pipes, right? Like this is the water that's coming out when you're near a fracking zone, and it is the color of piss. Of like some gross piss too. Some like I'm super dehydrated type piss. And he asks him, you said you drink the water. Go ahead, drink the water.
Mixed up real well.
Man, look at that. It's not, it's honestly, it's more like beer than piss. The color is like a brownish yellow.
So you told me this morning when I was in here talking to you that you would drink this water, right? So, would you drink it?
Whew.
Yes or no?
Oh, their faces.
Sir, we can either comment or.
Oh, you can't answer any questions?
No, sir.
So, my answer would be no. I would not drink it.
Apparently they said, we can't answer any questions. What? Then what's the point of this stupid committee? It's always amazing when you catch somebody stone cold in a lie or a misleading statement, and then like how they react in the moment, and these guys just freeze up because there is no react, because they know they wouldn't drink that water, because they know the fracking is poisoning the water. Now, apropos of this viral video, let me show you this. This is in Bloomberg. UK lifts shale gas fracking ban in bid to boost fuel supply. New PM Liz Truss announces policies to tackle energy crisis. Industry faces significant local opposition, geological issues. So one of the things they did is they also like raised the threshold in terms of earthquakes, because that's another thing that happens. Fracking causes earthquakes, and there was regulation in the UK around that, and they're like loosening the standards and the regulation to say, yeah, if you cause some earthquakes, I guess that's all right. Now, understand something, guys. I'm not trying to be flippant. I'm not trying to be glib. The fact of the matter is, they do have a way worse energy crisis there than we have here. Why? Because a lot of Europe gets their oil and gas from Russia. A very large percentage of it comes from Russia. And there's a war going on now between Russia and Ukraine. Russia invaded Ukraine, and so there's sanctions against Russia. And as a result of that, these economies are effectively being cut off or having, a massively reduced amount of oil and gas coming from Russia to their respective countries all throughout Europe. And so they're really facing a crisis, the likes of which we are not facing here, because I think even at our peak, it was 7 or 8% of our oil and or natural gas that came from Russia. So, and we still had some semblance of inflation when it came to gas prices. They've since stabilized quite a bit, but our markets were affected by the war in Ukraine, and we're not nearly as reliant as a lot of the countries in Europe are. So I'm not, I don't want to try to paint this like they don't have an argument. They do. When you're desperate for energy, what are you going to do? And this is something that they view as a quick, simple fix to get more energy and get it fast, right? So I don't want to be glib. I don't want to act like this isn't a nuanced issue. It definitely is a nuanced issue. But, let's also not pretend like if you do fracking, Like, there's not going to be earthquakes. There are going to be earthquakes. Let's not pretend like there are no downsides and no effects to the water supply. There certainly are those effects. So I think what you're seeing I think it was in Germany, they're talking about now all these nuclear plants that they were decommissioning. Now they're going to bring back those nuclear plants because, nuclear energy is something that's more reliable and relatively clean. Of course, you have the threat of potential meltdowns, and we've seen what's happened with Chernobyl and 3 Mile Island and Fukushima and all that stuff. But given what's on the menu right now and the potential right now, it seems like it's the least bad of all bad options to just, fire up those nuclear plants again to get energy that way, because, they're going to be desperate. You got to rely heavily on solar technology, wind technology, nuclear technology, basically everything except the oil and gas that was coming from Russia. So this is what's happening in the UK. And then also, I just wanted to throw this in here for you as well. This is from Yale News. Proximity to fracking sites associated with risk of childhood cancer. That seems like a bad thing to me. So there you have it. Look, I get it. I get that they have a crisis, and in the short run, they need more oil and gas, and there's kind of no way around it. But clearly, in the long run, we need to transition off this stuff, man. Because obviously, how much it contributes to climate change is a huge factor, but pollution and the downsides of fracking, all these things are immense problems. And we have the potential to move on past it. We just need to actually commit to it. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.